Watch this.
The fact that we're not alone. We've recovered material and we've recovered the occupants. And beyond that,
Who's that? That's UFO whistleblower David Grusch. He was recently on Tucker Carlson's show, and you could tell Tucker Carlson was visibly shocked by a lot of the revelations that David Grusch, UFO whistleblower, who testified in July. If you don't know already, look him up. There's lots of videos. I mean, come on at this point, right? And yeah, it's quite crazy. Look, we're about to watch a longer version of that clip right there. He did a 1-hour interview, and it's great. I would say if you're like, oh, should I watch it? Does he say anything new? That's what always people want to know. Does he say anything new? I want new. Sometimes new is in how they answer the same question again. That's how you pick up on new stuff as well. So, and Tucker Carlson comes at it from a very general way, kind of like new to this and just, kind of dipping his toes in, even though he's covered a lot on his Fox show, but the way he's just asking the question. So I think it's a great interview with David Grusch, well worth watching. He's very relaxed. They go through a lot. This clip I'm about to show you, boom, boom, boom. It goes through a lot in this short amount. It really encompasses Grusch and what he's gone through and what this all means. And there you just saw in that clip, I mean, we're not alone, right? It's we got craft and we have bodies. I mean, come on, right? I mean, this is it. And we're about to get that op-ed coming out about his firsthand knowledge coming soon. But anyway, look, let's jump in and watch this clip. It's quite fascinating. I'll put a link to the full interview with Tucker Carlson and David Grusch. It's fascinating. It's about an hour long, but this is a short clip. Give you a good idea of what the whole interview was like. Hi, I'm Patrick. This is Vetted. If you haven't already, hit that like button. That'll help us out a lot. Leave a comment down below of what you think of this clip, what you think of David Grusch, and his comments that you're about to see. They're fascinating. So, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, y'all. We put out a new video every day, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, USA. Let's go, y'all. I got it queued up a little bit before that. Here we go. Let's jump in.
Here, it's time to reconcile this. We need to heal from this. We need to disclose the basics, the fact that we're not alone. We've recovered material and we've recovered the occupants. And beyond that, the president can decide what should be disclosed. It's above my pay grade, but the basics should be acknowledged. And I think it's a more ontologically shocking, but also uniting thing in an era of divisiveness. I think we need this.
I agree with that.
I mean, what else is going to unite the left, the right, and potentially our adversaries? I mean, you saw the hearing that you played the clip. I had AOC and Matt Gaetz agreeing on something in the same room and not arguing. It was crazy. So this topic, I think, is maybe we're at a point in our society, especially the decay we've seen over the last 30 years and the divisiveness, whether you're on the left or on the right. This is the one topic that I think can basically be a reset button.
So can you just give us a sense of the scale of these recoveries? It's like 3, or is it?
It is double digit, and I've mentioned that publicly. I am familiar with the exact numbers. We had multiple intel officers brief us on all the numbers and where, what, when, where, how.
Where is all the stuff kept? I mean, I assume
I do know of some specific
some
locations.
Boeing Raytheon warehouse.
Yeah, I mean, Harry Reid knew about one specific location, and that was the material that he was denied access to.
Why didn't he show up with armed guards and demand to see it? I don't understand. Everyone's so passive.
Yeah.
Like, you're the Senate Majority Leader. Show it to me now.
Yeah, you would think that there's some kind of enforcement tactic he could have used. He didn't espouse anything else besides he was trying to get access administratively by sponsoring that special access program.
So that kind of raises an interesting, having spent my life in Washington, you hear this stuff, you don't really know if it's true, about unauthorized and dark things going on in the United States to people who tell its secrets. But it does raise the question, like, why you? It's been going on for, well, you said, I guess, 90 years at least. Yeah. You're suggesting longer, actually. But certainly most of a century, and no one's really come forward. Like, why is that?
Yeah, I mean, there have been other people that have come forward Certainly it was more stigmatized in the past. Why me? I was just a guy in the right place in the right time. I happened to be ultra cleared in the DoD and IC at the time, and I generally knew who to talk to, where the skeletons were for other U.S. activities. And
But what's your motive?
my motive really is just, Air Force core values, service before self, integrity first. And I just did not want to, look back 30 years from now and be like, oh, I should have done something when this topic was, acceptable in Congress. We had all this momentum. I just did not want to live out my life keeping the secret like these other gentlemen and ladies that came to me and my group on the UAP task force, because they wanted a change. Some of them were in tears because they were threatened over the years. And
Threatened by whom?
Both the program, because you can imagine, hey, we're going to read you in. This is treason. You will go to the Leavenworth, and you will be executed if you ever divulge these secrets, right? So they were intimidated.
Well, have fun at trial.
Yeah. Well, the judicial process doesn't work quite the same on that program, but that's sensitivity.
Oh, they don't have the Constitution in place?
I don't want to get
Why
into
doesn't
that.
someone just tear down the U.S. government? I mean, this is so rotten that it's like kind of hard to believe it's actually in existence.
I lost a lot of sleep on this, but when I started getting attacked on the inside and the reprisals started happening for 3 years, I knew I was over the target, so to speak. You take fire when you're over the target, as we say in the Air Force. And it just got so crazy. I had 3 agencies investigate me at the same time. Somehow...
Which ones?
Don't want to say, because there's an ongoing reprisal investigation on my behalf by the Inspector General to look into all this that's going on. So I don't want to compromise that investigation by saying too many details. But I was investigated by 3 agencies at once. They tried to dig up anything they could find on me. They tried to use mental health issues I reported in my past. I've been in Afghanistan. I got PTSD. I have a VA disability rating because of that. I had a friend that blew up. I had a friend that had killed himself. And, that impacted me when I was a younger guy in my 20s. But I got help. No problem. I maintained my clearance. But they dug up stuff from almost a decade ago saying, oh, he has, ongoing issues, that kind of thing. And certainly was not the case. I was taking care of myself. I have high functioning autism and, and I had to learn how to manage my emotions and got help, maintained my clearance. So when that didn't work, they just made up stuff. And it turns out, I found out after the fact, I was under criminal investigation for 4 months. I was never interviewed. I didn't even know what it was about. But then I found out afterwards when they, tried to use that to revoke my clearance. Now, mind you, I have a good attorney, the former Inspector General. And, we litigated that, we rebutted that. And, I was cleared of any wrongdoing. I maintained my clearance. I resigned from NGA with my clearance eligibility intact. But I even FOIA'd that agency who put me under criminal investigation, and I got a denial of my whole file, citing something called like a B7 alpha FOIA exemption, which means it could compromise a law enforcement investigation. But they wouldn't even give me anything, not even redacted papers. They just gave me a denial letter. And I'm like, okay, so you said I did something bad, which wasn't even true. You never interviewed me, and you were trying to use that information to fire me.
Crazy, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I don't know. That's the stuff that David Grusch has gone through behind the scenes is, incomprehensible, to be honest with you. Like, only him and his family know. And it is insane. I mean, there is an investigation into reprisals against him, right? These are facts, right? These are facts. So, again, he says in this interview at another point, like, if there was something going on, why didn't somebody within the government just come and tell me? Like, hey, sit me down and say, hey, Dave, listen, this is our stuff, sign this paper, whatever. Like, it's so weird. Everyone's just fighting against this, right? No one just come to him and said, hey, whatever, right? Privately, when he was investigating this, right? Why didn't somebody high up come up and say, hey, listen, this isn't, whatever. But they didn't. They just started, right, trying to come after him. So, again, when someone says, well, what evidence is there of something? Well, I don't know, but why when we ask questions, there's all this pushback? That's all I'm curious about, right? Like, if there's nothing there, why can't, I mean, you know what I mean? That's what makes a lot of people, their interest gets piqued, right? A lot of people are intrigued by it. I am. That fascinates me. Like, if there's nothing there, why all this smoke? Right? Why wouldn't people have come to someone like David Grusch and said, hey, listen, because that guy is someone who's like Mr. America, right? Like, if you would have told that guy privately, like, hey, listen, this is this, blah, blah, he would have just, you wouldn't even heard of this guy before. But they did it, right? As he starts to look in, they start to push back, and he's like, what's going on? Right? There must be something here. So I'm just saying, this is odd. Anyway, it's a great interview. I love the way it starts off, right? Like, he just lays it down. I mean, those are the facts, the basics that people need to understand. We're not alone, right? We have craft, and we have the occupants of those craft, and they're non-human, not of this earth. Not of this earth is better, right? Or maybe they're from this earth, just another, they're not human. They're not us. The people that are currently on this planet, right? Like, so I don't know. Y'all tell me in the comments what you think. If you've seen the whole interview, what you think about different parts of this clip. Curious. All right, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed the clip. David Grusch doing more interviews. Let's see what else pops up. Who else knows? Where would you like to see David Grusch do an interview? Right? He's done on News Nation, Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan. What would be like? To me, Joe Rogan was like the place he needed to go. Right? If he hadn't done Joe Rogan up to this point, I'd be saying Joe Rogan. But what other? Because this has 2 million views. Right? So the more coverage it gets, it's great. What other place would be good for him to do? What if he was like on Howard Stern and I don't know, CBS This Morning, right? What are the morning shows? I don't know. What are some of these morning shows? I don't know. So tell me in the comments. What do y'all think? Where should he go? Where should he do an interview? All right, y'all. See you on the next video. Remember, I'm Patrick with Vetted. Every day's a gift. We'll see you on the next video. 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. USA. Peace.